I guess I'm live once again. Oh boy, oh boy. I'll have to make sure I have an audio check here soon. The connection is unstable. What else is new here in Florida? Is there anything stable in Florida? I don't know. It is about 8 o'clock my time for people that are as bored as I am and just kind of want to hang out, ask questions, check out the web. I'm gonna enjoy my Scotch and a dip, just kind of hang out with everybody and see what's popping. There we go. Bill, what's going on? Dark matter. I'm curious. Crawford Fortune, what's going on? Let's go. I love you too, David Mena. Thank you, man. David Martin, have you heard of Oasis Network? Don't know that I have. I will check it out. Let me see. For whatever reason, it's ringing a bell. Let's see. Oh, Oasis Radio Network or Oasis Protocol Foundation? Oasis. Why does that ring a bell to me? I guess I'll let you clarify if you meant the radio network or if there's something else. I see it's like there's a prayer channel on there. I doubt that's me. About us, oasisnetwork.com. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. Oasis Network price today. Oh, coin market cap. All right. It's at 6 cents. I don't know anything about it. Let's see. The Oasis Protocol Foundation. Yeah, I'm just hanging out tonight. I mean, my wife and daughter are flying back to Cincinnati. I'm in an empty house. I'm bored. I just figured, you know what? Let's just hang out with you guys, see what we can get into. I mean, why not? I've got my wife's TikTok channel up. I was going through some of our old TikToks, man. Some of them are just funny as hell. My wife is so cute. Her little personality and her spunk. she's quite literally a bit of everything. And I love that because variety is the spice of life. And I've got all the variety in one person. Yeah, so I'll take a look at that Oasis network and then maybe address it, or maybe we'll look at it a little later. I want to get to any like initial questions for people that are popping in. And let's see here. David Mena, 25 to 30 cent ADA. I'm in for 20K. That's awesome. I mean, I'm still expecting things to get a lot lower though. I think we've got a couple months at least until we're even close to a bottom. So we'll have to see, man. I mean, I'm waiting. The video I did today, I thought was one of the most powerful videos I've done in quite a long time. And it's just, where is everybody? I don't know. I've got a homemade Oktoberfest brew. Nice. What kind of scotch? I'm actually drinking the Macallan 12. The Macallan. Actually, a friend just got me a bottle of something recently. I can't even remember what it's called. It's actually in a really cool kind of roundish bottle. It was a 12-year scotch. I don't know why. I'm thinking like Glenrose or something. I'm not sure what it was, but man, that was strong. Oh, I let my wife taste it, and she's like, "Oh, it tastes kind of cherries, like cherry." I'm like, "Cherries? Tastes like acid." No, it was actually really good. It grew on me. I've been drinking Casamigos for a while, and it's the best tequila I've never been a tequila person at all. Last time I remember drinking tequila, I woke up in a parking lot. I was like in my hell, I don't know how old I was, 21, 20, 21, something like that. So I never touched it again. Yeah, David Martin, LOL. For some reason I can't type on Android mobile, must be a bug. I don't know. Salute. Yo, Crow, I should have listened years ago when you talked ADA. I won't make that mistake again. Bring the heat on the market. Yeah, you know, I do what I can. I really try so hard to just like put it all out there. I almost feel like I need a clickbait flashy thumbnail division here so that my videos will get watched more. I don't know. There are some things that I care about and some things that I don't. And you know, I just do what I can. I mean, after all these years, if people haven't caught on to the fact that I put it out there, I call it how I see it. Um, you know, if they want to tune into the Moon Boy channels, then that's fine. I mean, but they're also the same people that are running all over Twitter now, super bitter and butthurt because they didn't know any better. And I see some of these people, man, and you can almost tell by some of their sentiment, like who they watch on YouTube all the time, and they're left so angry and frustrated. And it's like, I'm not really one to bash other YouTubers or other people in general. It's just, you know, it is what it is. I just try to be the best me I can be. People either love it or they can shit all over it on Twitter. How high can Cardano rebound go? Well, what rebound are you talking about? Patrick Bateman? That movie was nuts, by the way. Huey Lewis in the news. Yeah, I still want to see an $8 ADA, but it's probably going to be 2026 or so before we get there. I mean, I really do believe it's going to happen at some point. Somebody pointed out a video that I did back in 2008 where I was talking about Cardano. I don't remember, it was like 50 cents or something. And I was talking about, I want it to be $100. It's like I look back at some of the videos and things that I did back in like 2017, 2018, and it's like, man, you know, the difference in what I have learned since then and how things really work. It's a powerful period of time though, when you're just kind of, you're learning and you're kind of witnessing this whole new era of technology and all of this craziness. And you know, I don't know. I've learned so much now. I feel like I forgot more than a lot of people know, if I'm honest. I just, and my problem lately is just being inspired. It's been really difficult for me to find inspiration in things because, and it's not just because of the bear market. I mean, I'm more active now in the bear market than I ever was in the last bull market. I really do feel like it's this bear market that people need me the most, you know, and it does come with it comes with its struggles and its frustrations, but yeah, I mean, quite frankly, it's the only reason I'm here. I am legitimate. I have received so many messages and emails and so much from so many people over the course of this recent bull market, just because of all of the people that stuck with it and kept pushing through and kept educating themselves and learning and doing this, getting, you know, buying Cardano really, really low and, you know, Utrust or Celsius or whatever. And it's like, oh, you've changed my life. And I own my own house now. And I like all these life-changing things. And I think to myself, you know, when a lot of YouTubers are leaving and they're not doing very much, because there's just no money to be made. There's really not many paid segments. You go from getting 50 offers a week to 3, you know, if you're lucky. Most of them are dog shit. You know, it's like, it's difficult. It's difficult because you're not getting the monetization from YouTube. I couldn't even tell you what I make from YouTube, honestly. If anything, I have no idea. So, you know, it's difficult, but I come on and I come live and I just try and talk about stuff just because, you know, those of you that are still here, I feel deserve it. You know, I mean, not that I'm some prize, but I mean, I am what I am. And, you know, you come back for some reason. Must be because of my facial hair. I actually just bought a bunch of t-shirts. Oh my gosh, they're so funny. One of them says something like, I don't have a dad bod, I have a father figure. I'm like, I'm getting that shirt. Got a bunch of them. They're actually pretty cool. Best in the game. Hi from Canada, eh? Well, what's up, Mitchell? How is Canada? Every time I read something about Canada, I'm just waiting. Like, Every time I see news about Canada, I feel like I'm back in the days of like World War II, where it just I don't know, it just blowing my mind what's happening there. I mean, that Trudeau is a real peach. I'm sure you guys love him. Get some Jameson. No, that's definitely not my thing. We had lunch a long time ago down in Covington. We did. What did we have lunch about? David Martin. I thought the name sounded familiar. I can't tell from your little tiny photo though. I don't remember. Jason, have you tried the Blankos NFT game yet? Nope. Something else for me to look today, which I'm like looking forward to. Now these are vinyl toys. Blankos Block Party is an NFT Trojan horse for the video game industry. What the hell? Blankos Block Party NFT game. Oh, those look cute. Interesting. No, I haven't checked that out. I don't know anything about that. How to play the game and make money. Blankos Block Party game. Here, I'll show this. Well, no, I don't want to do full screen. There we go. We can do that. Yeah, we can do that, I guess. Blankos Block Party Early Access. What is Blankos? It's a multiplayer online NFT game that is distributed on the free-to-play model. In Blankos, you can buy and win playable characters, develop them by buying loot, clothing, accessories, and sell them internally through the mythical marketplace. So this is like a Tamagotchi on the NFT space. I like the what are those little dolls? Not chibi, but what's the little? Oh gosh, they're like little figures that you can buy for your desk. That's what they look like. Those are actually really cute. But what do they do? Is that all it is? You're just kind of building up little dolls and trying to sell them off to people before things crash even more? I mean, I'll take a deeper look into that at some point and see if it's something that interests me. Oh, gameplay beta. I'll have to check that video out at some point. Crow is feeling good. I'm just hanging out. I'm not even drunk. I'm just so tired and I'm so bored. You have no idea. I have so much stuff in development right now, and I swear I feel like I spend like a few minutes like following up with everybody every day, exchanging ideas, and then I get an update, and then I spend the rest of my night just kind of like chilling, playing video games. I'm trying to learn programming. I'm trying to learn Python. I've got all these books on pen testing, artificial intelligence programming with Python, the ultimate Kali Linux book. I've got all these giant ass books. And on top of that, I'm trying to get back into 3D printing because I bought a resin printer. I realize I don't have the curator. There's still shit I need. Apparently, you can't just buy the printer. You got to buy all kinds of other shit with it, alcohol and I don't know what the hell ever. And then I got this big giant PLA printer, and every time I try to run a print from what was it, Loot something? I got like a bunch of their models, and I want to create a chess set. I want to 3D print my own chess set with my own cool pieces. Every time I try to run a damn print, it gets all screwed up within the first 10 seconds. And I can't figure out what the hell's wrong with it. So anyway, yeah, I might end up just playing Red Dead Redemption 2 tonight. I've played so many hours of Elden Ring at this point that I'm like, I just can't anymore. I have like 5 characters. I've beat the game once. I'm a new game plus with one of them. I've got this like level 163 mage. So yeah, I mean, I'm just hanging out. Is it too late for someone who knows nothing crypto to get in or learn? If not, where to start? I'm sure you get that a lot, but new sub here. No, man. No, it's not too late. It's never too late. We're in a bear market. This is the exact time you should be here learning. This is the exact time you should be investing in your education in crypto. I mean, buy books, buy blockchain off of Amazon, read through that, learn the technology, learn some of the fundamentals of how this stuff is built and why, and really start getting an understanding as to like what it's all about. Don't just learn about NFTs and silly shit. You know, I don't know how old you are. Hawk fan for life 88. I'm guessing you were born in 88. You know, the very idea, the very nature of a bear market to me, you know, a lot of people who aren't in the know, they're pretty ignorant to what's going on. You know, they look at the bear market as like, oh, back to life as usual. Let's go home. You know, the game's over. And that's not it at all. You know, it's like, you know, the bear market is your opportunity to learn and to figure out a plan and to figure out, okay, you know, let's say I, like when I discovered Cardano and I'm like, okay, it's got a broken wallet and an amazing roadmap and an amazing white paper, and you got Charles Hoskinson heading it up. And you know, and when I did those first videos, I thought, this is definitely the project that I'm going to marry. This is it. Because when this comes to fruition and this is done, fundamentally, this is going to take over everything else. And so then it's like a matter of putting together a strategy. And it doesn't have to be Cardano. There's so many really good projects out there. Cardano's not going to be the one ring that rules them all. Okay. I mean, some of these other projects are pretty worthwhile as well. And I see comments about them all the time. And it's not a zero-sum game. Okay. And so it doesn't matter. I always tell people, don't invest in what I invest in just because I do it. It's like passion to profit, man. That's like been my slogan secretly, quietly since the beginning. You find those projects, the more you understand about the technology in crypto and you understand its purpose and its reason for being and how it will fundamentally change the world on just literally every aspect, from Internet of Things to you name it. I mean, it's going to change everything. And when you think about that and you understand the technology, then it's easier for you to go in and find those projects that make sense long term, not just these little NFT things and these little shitty DeFi apps. You try and make as much as you can before you get rug pulled. I don't play any of that shit. I like the NFTs. I think NFTs are fun. But like I never got big into the DeFi stuff. And because of that reason, it's just too risky. At any moment, anything could get rug pulled and you're just broke. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for fundamental growth. I'm here for projects that are going to change the world. And yeah, it's absolutely not too late. When you're talking about a project like Cardano with an all-time high of 314 and it's currently sitting somewhere in the 40 cents something, it's an opportunity. You know, the question is what plan do you want to put together so that you can capitalize on that opportunity over the next couple of years before the next big bull cycle starts? And how is that going to change your life? And not only that, if it were to change your life, my wife just talked with this personal trainer at the gym. He trained me a couple times at this gym when we first moved here. And, you know, I told him who I was and what I did and everything. And apparently he just made himself $1 million in NFTs and wants to talk to me again because now he doesn't know what to do with himself. And I told her, I said, well, I don't really have time to, like, you know, talk about all that stuff like a one-on-one thing right now. I'm like, just tell him to get a good accountant so that he doesn't screw up, you know. But that's you know, and outside of just accumulating and having a plan for what you can afford to lose and just investing in stuff you believe in passionately, stuff that excites you and inspires you, maybe, you know, hell, you're obviously a young guy, man, you know, figure out other things that you could do to get involved in the space aside from just like investing money and hoping to get really rich. The more involved you are in the space, I believe that the more you learn, the more you make. And that's ultimately what I think. Love the Jits shirt. Good. I like it too. Tactical hugging. That's why I love this shirt. I actually bought a couple of these because I like the way it fits so much. I bought a couple of them. Today's video was really, really good. I'm glad you saw it. You're one of like 5 people. No, I'm kidding. I don't even know what the views are up to, but you know, I feel like the more people that watch that video, the more people will be so much better off as we move forward over the next couple of years. Cheers on that. Um, that video today was amazing. So it looks like some of you guys were checking that out. So that's cool. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with my wife and our TikTok and the zany dumb shit we do. I mean, if you want to see a side to me that you probably didn't know was there, it would be my wife's TikTok account. Really, it's just her pimping me out because we're so big. But my wife's personality really shines through. God, she's such a beautiful woman. I swear I've always just been fascinated with my wife's face. Like, really, I just love her face. I always have. I'm trying to find the one video. It's so ridiculous. We did this one video and it ended up with like 32 million views. I was talking about it earlier, and that's why it got me back to like checking it. I don't know where it is. Damn it. I think it was all post. My wife started this TikTok account during the lockdowns when COVID started kicking off. And man, you want to talk about bored? That woman was losing her mind because she's like a busybody. She's always buzzing all over the place. And like she's working out and she's got salsa and then she's running errands. She's doing this, doing that. And the lockdown like literally drove her mad. It was kind of funny though. Where is this daggone video? A lot of these videos on here have 1 million, 2 million. Here it is, 32 million views. Hubby got a haircut. That's the title of this video. Here, I'll share it with you. Most of you are probably like, dude, we don't care, but it's funny. That's it. That's the whole damn thing. That's the whole video. 32 million views. I think so many people kept playing that back. And there's so much stuff on here. This is honestly one of my favorites. I look like I'm going to Target with my kid. Oh gosh. Oh, I like these pants. Where'd these pants go? Hello. Hold on, you can't even see that. I'll let you guys see this one. I like it, especially as I'm buzzed. It's so dark in here, even though it's not. I have no natural sunlight right now. Funny. I actually feel like I look kind of like a bit of a hucklebuck in that. But anyway, enough TikTok fun. Yeah, you, BitBoy, and Ben Cowan all calling for a bottom in the next 3 months. Oh, are we? That's cool. It makes me feel a little better. I haven't watched any other YouTubers in so long. I mean, every once in a while I check them out if I'm up late, I'm bored. But since I got this all set up, I just figured, yeah, I'll just come on live and hang out and answer questions as best I can. Crow knows more than Sajoji. I'm always right sometimes. That's what I like to say. And yes, I'm drinking with a dip because to me, this is off hours. If I go live at 1 PM, it's business talk. One of these days, Charles and I are going to go live. We're just going to get wasted. Just going to get wasted on the air. I really want him here. I want Charles to come. I don't give a shit if he's a billionaire, brilliant, whatever. Charles, I know you watch this shit sometimes. You need to get your ass to Florida so we can just sit down, get drunk, and party it up for a weekend. Go live right here because I've got a full face-to-face studio right in front of me. I mean, we just hang out and we would have a blast, man. I'm telling you what, that video, that exchange, I think would be absolutely epic. Crow, they're predicting 80106 by end of June. What say you? Bullshit. That's what I say. That's what I say. Well, and I know they're saying that because of the Vassal hard fork. And even if it were to hit that, it's not going to last. But I think the Vassal hard fork pump's already happened. I think people are sitting on that now. And then once the hard fork hits, then it'll probably start to go back down. So when they predict stuff, I don't know who they are, but they are full of hopium. That's likely not going to happen. Still waiting on that 20-cent Kopi. Premium still too high for Kopi. You know, like I said, until Kopi goes on exchanges, I'm not going to buy it because the spread and the pricing on those dexes, man, is just asinine. Even the price on the dexes is asinine. Like just the base price, you're paying way more on those dexes than the actual price on CoinMarketCap. I hope you know that. So I'm not bothering. And honestly, I've been trying to get involved with those guys, but I don't think they give two shits, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I love the project. I love what they're building. I'm going to try and buy some land and things, but I was trying to work out a relationship with them because, I want to cover them regularly on the channel. But I'm not going to do that if if they're not supporting me, I'm not going to dedicate so much time on my channel to them. I mean, that's just not, I did that with Cardano and I'm happy for it. But Cornucopias is a game, you know what I mean? It's a metaverse and it's something that I would love to like make a part of kind of my whole thing. But yeah, I was trying to turn it into like a mutually beneficial relationship. And, I don't know. I think the guy that handles their business, he's just too busy. And I think he's all by himself. And quite honestly, I don't know that they think they even need me or anyone, which I think they're going to learn later on is a big mistake. But, and I have no hard feelings. They're all good guys and I love the project, but things definitely weren't shaping up the way I was hoping. But I still plan on buying some. I'm not going to bullshit you. I still plan on buying some as soon as it starts hitting regular exchanges. And I'm pretty sure KuCoin might be one of the first. And so, I offered to help. I have exchanges all the time coming to me like, hey, we'll list your token. We'll do this for you, do that for you if you're willing to promote us. I won't say what exchanges. Some of them are pretty well known and widely used. And I was going to try and use some of those cards to help Cornucopias. I mean, all this stuff. But I think they have it all figured out already. So I'm just going to let them figure it out and I'll keep my eye on it. Holy smokes and a dip. Me finding this channel was meant to be. It's funny because the shadows are making my teeth look black. It's like the reflection off of this microphone. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Let's see here. Just do your research. Read the white papers and who is running the show. Yeah. Crow staking up that accumulation YouTube money. Yeah, there really is no YouTube money. I we'll see. I think I think I missed a super chat. I don't want to be an asshole. I'm seeing this one now. New subscriber and new to crypto. Where is the comments? See, this StreamYard is weird for these super chats because, well, I'm sure I'll get to it once I get down to the bottom here. Yeah, we all have that one drink we never touch again. Mine was Jägermeister. Oh, God. Ooh, even hearing that. Oh. Jägermeister, man. No offense to those who love it, to each their own. I think I'd rather drink diarrhea personally. Yeah, no thanks. A lot of people try my Scotch, man. Everybody winces and groans and moans and stuff. I'm like, I'd like it. Need more likes for the algorithm. Yeah, I could have 2,000 people watch a video. Nobody leaves a like. I don't understand. For what I put into some of the content on here, it just blows my mind, but whatever. Chris Johnson on Facebook. So I am actually live on Facebook right now. Well, that's good. Can you have Richard Hart on your show before the... No. You know what? I won't say... Listen, I know that a lot of you guys are in love with Hex and Pulse and all that. You guys plague my channel with that shit all the time. I've had him on my channel already. He doesn't need me. It's all good. I don't really feel like, yeah. I mean, he's loud enough on his own to spread his gospel and his word. He doesn't need my help. Gotta have some. And honest to God, I don't have anything against him at all. Like if we met, I would be totally cool with drinking, have dinner with him, hang out, whatever. I don't know, man. There's just something in the heart, in my gut that I'm like, I just don't know. Like, I know how smart the guy is. Like, yeah, I was just talking to my wife about him. And I'm like, I respect the man for his smarts. and his experience and his early adoption of something so new that he was doing stuff in before the majority of the world. But I don't know what it is, man. I just feel really weird about the Hex projects. But I mean, to each their own. I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't feel so good about them. In a world full of Karens, be a Beth. I'll tell you right now, man, you want to talk about a Beth? If you haven't seen Yellowstone, start watching that show. That has been my wife. I listen to Joe Rogan all the time because I absolutely admire Joe Rogan. I mean, who doesn't? I even saw Dave Attell and this other guy, I forget, but we saw him live at a comedy place. I offered Dave Attell a pretty sizable chunk of change if he could get me even a meeting with Joe about getting on there. Of course, I never heard anything. I mean, Joe has his friends on pretty much 5 days a week, and I get it. And I just listened to one. We had a couple gentlemen on where they were talking about algorithms and social media and how like bot content and AI generated content and how the majority of the internet's probably fake. And I'm like, that makes so much sense, man. I mean, the social divide that's been established by so much bullshit spreading through the internet overnight. It's just gotten so out of hand, and I just don't know what anybody could do to stop it. But at the same time, I love Joe Rogan and him and Brendan Schwab, who I also like a lot. I wouldn't want to fight the man, but I'd love to hang out and just shoot the shit. I know I'd have good. I mean, those are my kind of people. Just like straight up, you're ribbing each other, you're fucking with everybody, but it's all out of love and fun, like that. I love that. Those are my kind of people. But anyway, he was talking about his wife, and they go to Montana all the time now because of Yellowstone. And I was like, Yellowstone? And I looked it up. I'm like, it's some cowboy shit. I've never been into cowboy anything, but I'll tell you right now, I've got a whole new respect for cowboys. I never realized quite what cowboys were. I honestly thought that the whole cowboy thing was just what country people were. Like it was a persona, and I don't know why. Maybe because I'm half an idiot. It never dawned on me that cowboys are legitimate jobs. Like that's a legitimate lifelong career for these folks. And like the skills that they obtain through their lives, cowboying, roping, riding, all that stuff. That's how the rodeo comes about. It's like we're the top of the top, the cream of the crop, go and compete against one another for, cash prizes and buckle bunnies. That's a new term I learned in the barrel racers. But anyway, I love Yellowstone, man. We've got 2 episodes left of Yellowstone, and my wife goes and flies off to Cincinnati, leaving me here, tells me I can't watch it until she gets back. I'm like, woman, I don't know what I'm going to do. New season of Stranger Things apparently is out on Netflix as well. So if you're a fan of that show, you might want to go watch that. But Amber Heard lost. Do you have any idea how happy that makes me? I won't get too personal, but let's just say I have a long-standing relationship with a woman that's just like Amber Heard. Just the most toxic human being I've ever known in my life, and just never quits. And it doesn't matter what you try to do, how you try to help, how nice you are, whatever. It's like to some of these people, being nice is like it's like a sign of weakness to them, and they just want to chew you up. They just want to screw you, lie to you, just burn you, hurt you. I mean, there are just some people that are hardwired to take advantage of absolutely everything and everyone they can. And the problem with that is that once you've seen the true colors of someone like that, once somebody like that, like this histrionic bound, like narcissistic sociopath mentality, once they know who they are inside, you're dead to them, and they will just dog you for the rest of your life because they've got no reason to hide anymore. Amber Heard to me is like, good job, Johnny Depp. Good job. That's all I can say. And the shit that woman had the audacity to post after the case, blaming it all on freedom of speech and this and that. I'm like, you delusional, narcissistic sociopath through and through, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, everybody got, I think, what they deserved by the end of that case. And quite frankly, I own mensrightsmatter.com. I've had that for years. I've thought about doing something with it because, quite frankly, even before stuff got really crazy out of hand, I mean, there are just so many ways that men are screwed so hard in society. I mean, from top to bottom. I mean, to the point it makes me truly sick to think about more often than not. The laws have not changed or adjusted based off of any of this equality or any of this. Anytime I see somebody shouting equality, equality, all they really mean is they just want more. They don't really mean equality. And it's how much can they take before they're stopped by someone else? And this whole mentality of men and being fathers, the idea that in today's day and age where everybody works, everybody's hustling, everybody's doing things, gone are the days for the most part where, the man is out busting his ass, working while mom is staying at home, taking care of and nurturing the children, so forth and so on. That's just not a thing hardly anymore. The economy has forced people, couples generally, to work. Everybody working 2 jobs. Kids are at grandma's or babysitter, daycare, school, whatever. Time is limited. And the idea that women are just by default a better choice, whether it's in custody or whatnot, the idea that a woman can just cry, whatever, like, oh, he did this to me, he did that to me. And everybody just flocks to their attention and like just believes them hook, line, and sinker. I'm glad and I hope that case really does set a precedent for what happens in the future, man, because I'm sick of, listen, my wife is great. The women in my family are all great. And I know a lot of amazing women, but so much more often than not, I see just sheer toxicity. And I feel like men are just the victims of all of it. I mean, the way men are, you're not allowed to cry. Fuck you. I'll cry if I want to. If I feel emotional or I feel upset about something, or even if I'm happy about something, I need to shed a tear. I'm going to shed a tear. Say something in front of me. I fucking dare you. And I don't feel like I need to hide my emotions or really hide anything that I feel or think, because I might offend this person or get this person butthurt. If somebody wants to be a snowflake and melt at the heat that comes out of my mouth, work on yourself. Don't try to change me, and don't try to take my right to speak freely. And this whole idea that, man, I must be drinking. Maybe I just need to shut up now. I just think that a lot needs to change. I feel like the pendulum has swung so far in one direction, and I think it's time it starts coming back, because the very fabric of masculinity, when all of it, I could go on a whole 5-week tirade about all of that in bullet point. And to be quite honest with you, I think very often that, we're going to see what happens in this next bull cycle. And if I have the means, I definitely want to get more involved politically. I'm not saying I want to run for anything, but I want to get involved. I have a friend who works really high up in politics, and she's always offering, hey, do you want to meet this person or that person? And I'm like, no. There's really no point yet. But it's like, if you want to make real change, you have to do it with money. It's the only way to change anything. If you want to change laws, if you want to change, you've got to pay the right people to basically put that change in their best interest. I mean, that's ultimately what politics really is. I mean, it's greasing wheels and supporting somebody through campaign contributions and marketing and whatever. And it's really sad that that's how it is, because politics in general is just ran on power, greed, and competition at any cost. Everybody's trying to beat the other person. They're all willing. Most of them are willing to sell their souls to get ahead. And when I see that, like when I see a politician running negative ads on somebody else, I mean, you've already sold your soul. I wouldn't vote for you regardless. It doesn't matter what faults or what things you might think. It's like YouTubers. If a YouTuber is out there running around trying to trash talk other YouTubers to try and get ahead in rankings or whatever, anybody that's using the name of somebody else to try and get ahead of the game, to me, is selling their soul. And I don't care what angle they do it from. It's a weakness. And to me, if you can't rise up on your own merit, you probably don't deserve to be where you're trying to get. And it's like, by trying to, like, you know, lower the waters so that you can rise up out of it, it's like that to me is just weakness, and that's not attractive to me. And it's like, I'm tired of seeing men abused. I'm tired of seeing young men commit suicide because of this, that, or another thing. I watched a video about a gentleman who his ex-wife or whatever was basically accusing him of doing all kinds of shit to try and make sure he couldn't see his kids. And this guy's crying, and he's like, none of this is true. I can't afford to fight this bitch in court, this and that. And he's like, today she's going to die. He videotaped himself going in and shooting her. And it's like, the problem is that, unless you have the money to defend yourself and prove your case and prove that you are right over the accusations of somebody who just can flagrantly throw around whatever words they want in this whole, like, empowerment phase of society that we're in today. And I'm tired of seeing men get the butt, get the boot, getting kicked around all the time. We die young for a reason. Like, we die younger for a reason. And I really just think it's time to change, man. I think we're due for some significant changes. I have no idea what comments there are after all these, like, semi-drunken rants, but that's how I feel, for better or worse. Do you think that we hit the low for ADA? No. Watch my video earlier today. Now you poke fun at your new crowd. I mean, it is what it is. We're all due at some point. Did you sell your Telcoin? Yeah, your video made me 150K in Telcoin. No, I'm pretty sure I still have that sitting somewhere. I need the bear market. Well, you're in the bear market, brother. Take advantage. Learn. We expect a 1K ADA. Vitalik Butterman. No, we don't. That's not happening. I do recall one of your videos. You say Cardano can go to $20 or more eons ago. Well, first of all, eons ago, I was half an idiot. I mean, eons ago, I didn't know half of what I know now. And, can it go to $20 or more someday in the future? Yeah. I mean, it's possible. It could. Anything could literally happen. But I said that eons ago, and if it happens, it'll be eons from now. Let's put it that way. Maybe my $8 prediction, which I think was one of my most recent predictions, I think that could maybe hold true, maybe by the peak of this next bull market, maybe more. We could maybe hit $10. Who knows? A lot of that is going to play into how much is like, I feel like in this bull market, a lot of people learned, there was a lot of this war going on back and forth between Solana and Cardano, Ethereum and Cardano. And I think in that war, I think a lot of people bought into hype and marketing. I think a lot of YouTubers that got into one project or another much earlier, and they're constantly pumping it on their channels, and newcomers are buying into it. And then there's this tribalism, this tribal war that's always going on amongst other people. And how many times has Solana shut down? Didn't they just shut down again yesterday or something? So yeah, I think a lot of people are realizing that Cardano is going to be on top. Cardano is going to be the one that changes everything. And this Vassal hard fork, that's all fine and dandy. There's still a lot of new advancements coming. And I think a lot of the price activity associated with Cardano obviously is speculation. I think it's going to be based on use case. As use case grows with the technology, I mean, Cardano is not the easiest platform to develop on right now. We need Hydra. We need a lot of these protocols that are going into it before I think it's going to be a truly viable blockchain for anything more than maybe some DeFi apps and NFTs. I think that, but it's coming, and when it comes, I think that the interoperability, the interchangeability, the bridges that are going to be established between this blockchain and Cardano, that blockchain and Cardano, all of those things are going to help build a thriving ecosystem, unlike I think anything anyone's seen to date. And so, quite literally, I think anything is possible in the future. This is still a bull market for sure. Bullshit, that is. I was about to say. You almost had me for a minute there. I'm like, are you hashtagging you're new? Let's see Paul Allen's portfolio. If Bitcoin does a 10x by 2030, then the possibility of Cardano will be insane. I don't think it's going to do a 10x. It might go up 1,000%. I don't know. I mean, based on the video today and previous calculations I did long before, even like I don't know how many of you. I mean, there's like 170. I mean, it's kind of bouncing around, but there are about 170 of you live right now. If you did not watch my video today with the crystal ball on the thumbnail, you need to go watch it. I'm not kidding. It's probably one of the most powerful videos I think I've done in crypto in at least a year or two. It's something that honestly I feel will probably get linked around and shown more and more. I think it'll probably grow exponentially over time as people catch on. Yeah, I mean, I think that video is an extremely powerful comparison that I think puts things into perspective for a lot of folks. Anything is absolutely possible from here. Crow, come to Portugal. I almost did. I was actually talking to Nuno over at Utrust about it because that's where their offices are in Portugal. And he was telling me how great it is. He's like, I'll help any way I can and all that. Nuno's such a cool dude, man. Super, super sweet guy. I'm thinking, if everyone in Portugal is like you, I'll absolutely move to Portugal. I mean, because Nuno is just so genuine and so sweet and so nice. Yeah. Super, super cool guy. You should submit to Catalyst for funding to promote facts. Check it out. I'm not sure what you mean. Submit to Catalyst for funding to promote facts. I don't know. I think once my game is like the MVP is 100% done and playable, and we have the system for, I don't know if I could show, let me see. I think I might have deleted it. I want to show like little parts of this game I'm having developed, because I think once you guys see it, you're gonna be like, oh shit, this is real. But I want to wait. I want to wait. I don't even want to like announce anything officially just yet. But my game's going to be pretty cool. And I think, once it gets to a point where people can download it and start playing it with like maybe a few of the models that they can, combat one another with and all that. At that point, I've thought about doing something with Project Catalyst, because at that point, it's going to be a matter of just, marketing for one, but two, being able to expand on the list of models available. And the more resources I have available to put people to work to creating these models and coding them up in the system and then creating the NFTs and all the stuff that's associated with it, the faster the game will be able to grow, the more options players will have to be able to build their perfect list for combat on an international level. And so, but we'll see. I don't know. I may not even need that. I mean, I could potentially just do pre-orders for models and say, hey, we're planning on having this model available. You can pre-order it now and then use some of the funds from the pre-orders to develop it, create it, prime it, get it ready, and then release it, and then just use that as a release cycle, almost like some of these tabletop gaming companies do with Kickstarter. But I want to make sure that the game is done, playable, and functions fully the way it's intended first. I don't want to take any chances on any of that shit. I come back for the emotional outburst 100%. Yeah, I haven't had too many emotional outbursts in a while. I mean, I've been pretty calm, but Crow, I've been watching you a long time. Well, thank you, Justin Stone. I appreciate it, man. My fave is Remy. Remy is actually what's his face's character, not Rip. Rip would always say Remy. That was the bald-headed guy. He's crazy as hell. He's always on Howard Stern trash talking everybody about their fantasy football. Can't remember his name now. I talk about him all the time, and now that I'm on the spot, I can't remember. He wasn't Remy. He was like the leader of their little Nazi group in higher learning. But yeah, I like Rip a lot. My wife likes Rip. I think Rip and Beth are just so awesome together. Like, I love them. My wife and I love them. But yeah, I'm telling you, got to watch Yellowstone if you haven't. No homo, bro. I just want to hug you whenever I see you. I don't know what it is about men and starting everything they say to me with no homo, because I used to hear that all the time in Puerto Rico, and like, and well, you know, in Cincinnati too. It's kind of a funny thing. I haven't heard that since moving to Florida though. It's been a while, so thanks for reminding me that that's a thing, Daniel. I appreciate it. My goal is 100K ADA. Is that enough to offset living expenses being staked, say by 2026? That's a pretty good question. I mean, you know, you figure if you've got 100,000 ADA, let's say if it were to go to $5, that's $500,000 times 5% annually divided into epochs. So, you know, you're talking, was that, every 2 weeks? You know, I mean, offset what expenses? Like, I don't know what your living expenses are, but, you know, probably, you know, but, you know, depending on where you're at in the market and the price at the time, you know, is it worth cashing out the yield all the time, or letting it compound on itself over time? You know, that's the question you want to ask yourself. I don't know what your expenses are, but yeah, you know, if it were, especially if it gets to $3 to $5, you know, I mean, it's even if it got to $8 by the peak of the market and it spent a year and a half at $5 before a blow off top or something like that, I mean, you know, you probably be doing all right. I know what my personal goal is for this market. He is banning handguns now. I'm probably going to go after my ADA and NFTs. I'll have to drop the mitts. Hey. Yeah, he's talking about Canada. Mitchell Bouchard. Are you French Canadian? Bouchard. One of my favorite fighters of all time is Georges St. Pierre. I'm pretty sure he's from Canada, from Quebec, I think. But he was like the Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like, I was a big Jean-Claude Van Damme fan, like, all growing up, until I found out he used to like beat his girlfriend up and did a lot of coke. And I'm like, oh no. It was almost like meeting your favorite celebrity and then like telling you to get the fuck out of their way, or like being rude or mean or something. It's like my heart sank. I saw it all coming out in the news. And then Georges St. Pierre, I'm like, he looks like Van Damme and he talks like Van Damme and he can kick ass for real. I love this guy. So no homo. I love Georges St. Pierre. as Daniel McGuire would say. So yeah, I'm telling you, man, Canada is, I mean, what used to be like the most neutral territory and the nicest, best place. And it's like, you get these World Economic Forum people in office, man, and you might as well just kiss all that shit goodbye. With your stream lagging, you think you are on the Solana blockchain. No, if I was on the Solana blockchain, I would just shut out altogether. It would just be gone. It'd be a done deal. I would just be talking in mid-sentence. It would just shut down for a hard reset. Trudeau will block your truckers. I live right by a bridge to Canada. I remember that. The protests were crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. What are you buying? I'm not buying anything right now. I'm waiting for a bottom. As soon as that bottom hits, though, I'm going right back into Cardano. That's all she wrote. And I'm going to pick up some Kopi tokens for cornucopias, and I definitely want to try and buy some land. So I'm calling 18,005 bottom for BTC. We could wick there. I'm expecting the bottom to be somewhere around 22,000, but I mean, on a weekly candle, we could potentially wick down to 18.5 and then close above the 200 MA at 22 grand. That's just what I'm thinking. I said that kind of fast. Some of you guys probably didn't even get what I just said, but I talk about it a lot. Hood Morning Crow. King Cardano, 2.9 million ADA. My man or woman, I don't know. Well, King, so who knows? And nowadays, I don't know. I don't know what anybody is. I don't even care anymore. But I'm assuming King, my man. Although I don't know that I'd be running around with that like plastered everywhere, because you probably make yourself quite the hacker target. You think Ergo will take some of Ethereum's hash power if Ethereum ever moves to proof of stake? Well, I'm pretty sure that may very well be coming, but it's not going to change the fees. I just think this whole Ethereum 2.0 business is like a marketing ploy. I don't know. I just don't think much is coming of it. I really don't. Proof of stake or otherwise, I don't think it's going to change much in terms of like making the use cases for Ethereum better. Crow, how are you handling sitting tight and waiting for the bottom? Are you feeling anxious? No, I'm not, because I'm pretty confident in what's happening. It's almost like when my right brain and my left brain are arguing all the time, I get super anxiety ridden and I start losing my head. But I'm pretty confident that both hemispheres are on the same page right now. I'm patiently waiting. I'm in no rush. It is what it is. So, it'll be nice though. I will feel nice when I have my Cardano again. I mean, it will feel nice. I'll feel kind of whole. I've felt like there's a part of me missing since I sold much higher in the bull cycle. I will say that it just doesn't feel right somehow. I feel like I should, I still have my 100,000 on my node. I mean, I'm not touching that, but it definitely I feel a little naked without my little treasure trove of Cardano locked away at a bank vault. Hey, sorry if this has been asked already or asked a lot. For a few investors with 1K on the sidelines, what is the move if there is one right now? Wait and educate. That's the move. I know that this is self-serving, but realistically, I feel like you should watch every one of my videos, especially over the past year, maybe 6 months. You watch every one of my videos. Don't skip through, because I know that I ramble and I know that I talk a lot. Why do I do that? Because that's just me. But in the midst of a lot of the rambling, there are generally some pretty meaty facts or ideas or concepts or things that will likely lead you into very positive directions. I'm always right sometimes, as I like to say. But yeah, I mean, what's the move? Hold on to your $1,000. Keep saving while you're educating yourself and find the projects. My advice is, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not a licensed financial advisor, but me personally, I stay away from a lot of the DeFi shit. Every time I see this, 18% APY or 100% APY and this and that, I'm like, okay, enjoy your rug pull. I don't get sucked into any of that stuff. This isn't about greed. And I think that's the thing that people need to understand. If you're going into crypto with a greedy mentality, like, I'm going to turn this $1,000 into $1 million and I'm going to do it in a year, you're going to lose it all. That's all there is to it, because it's the greedy mentality that drives people to make stupid decisions because they think they're going to cut corners and get a higher yield than they really should, because the project they're investing in is bullshit. It's a marketing ploy. It's a rug pull scam. It's something to that effect. And there are so many of these things out there because they know that a lot of people that get into crypto, they get into it because they hear about the money other people are making. They don't educate themselves at all. They watch a bunch of clickbait videos from some moon boy that doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. They put all their money into this guy's basket and they fucking lose everything. And this isn't a greed game. This is a technology game. This is an era of technology unlike anything the world has ever seen. This is an opportunity to get in at the bottom floor of something with at least a pretty consistent track record for what to expect within certain time frames. And right now, that time frame is for you to educate yourself so that when you do put your money into a project, you know what you're doing and why. Why are you putting the money into this project? Why does it need your money? What kind of return are you going to get? Is your return going to be based off of some sort of interest? Is it going to be based off of some sort of appreciation over time? What's the use case? It's going to drive that appreciation or that speculative interest from other people. Those are the questions you need to be able to answer yourself. What do the tokenomics look like? How many tokens are there in the world? Are there 5 trillion tokens? Why does it need 5 trillion tokens? Will the use case merit those 5 trillion tokens being used? Bam, 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 driving up demand beyond that. I don't know if anybody, oh, there I am. I just went black for whatever reason and the screen started rotating. Maybe that's the thing's way of telling me to shut the hell up. What kind of dip you dipping, Crow? Well, right now I've got cherry and apple, but I won't show the brands. Cherry and apple's kind of my thing. I used to chew when I played baseball in the U.S. Long cut? Yeah, long cut. Honestly, you are the GOAT, man. Well, thank you, Mitchell. I appreciate it. Yeah, I do wish I could quit. I just know that it's just never happening. My wife is even I was quitting at one point and I think I got I don't know, a month in or something, and I was gaining weight. My heart rate was just spiking all the time. My blood pressure was spiking. I was just falling apart completely. My wife brought home a roll from work. She's like, I think you're healthier, just enjoying your dip. Crow NFT, creating any? Am I? I am, as a matter of fact, and you can't see it, but hold on. I wonder if I can share this. Hold on. I will show you the line art for something that I'm working on. Well, I've got artists working on. Let me see if I can share this. Hold on. I don't think I can, but I can. All right, so I'm going to play this. That's so funny that you asked, because I just got this. So this is basically going to be a time-lapse video of all the different pieces associated with this NFT project that I'm working on. This is before it's been sent to the colorist, before anything. This is like this is it. So, and it's super fast, so you're not even going to be able to tell most of it. But here we go. I'll play this. Is there like, you're going to start seeing all the different accessories, all the different stuff associated with this. But this is going to be the crypto crow. I'm either going to call it the crypto crows or the murder of crows. I don't know yet. Maybe you guys can let me know in the chat, the comments below, what you think. Now, the way I'm going to be releasing these, though, is going to be very much different than you might think, because once these are all done, I think there's probably I think there are enough elements that I'll probably be able to create like 15,000 of these things if I want, and probably every one of them being different for the most part. Now the percentages, the variables to the rarity of each one and all that, I don't know, but because I am working on a social media platform on Cardano right now, and I'm expecting to have a functional model of it within the next 30 days. And then I'm hoping to be able to launch a beta within the next 60 days or so. And that's going to be the bare bones functionality of it as a platform. And I don't want to get too deep into everything, but ultimately there's going to be, so like, I have Zempify.com, which is my Cardano NFT marketplace. I've got ZetaSeek, which is my Cardano NFT search engine. I've got ADA Tokenizer, which is my coin and NFT minting platform. I have Crow Trader, which is my bot. I have my game that is being in development. I've got all these things, and all of these platforms are all going to use one coin. That my coin is going to be, and it's not even going to be called Crow Coin. I'm not going to do that. It's going to be named something else, and it's going to be a universal utility token that's going to be usable on all the platforms, whether you're buying advertising, you're buying placement, you're buying reducing fees for this or that, whatever. It's going to be a lot of utility associated with this coin, and I want the tokenomics. I want the amount of tokens to be fairly low. And because I mean, realistically, there's not much of a need for a token to be, you don't need 30 trillion tokens for something, especially if it's divisible by, 100,000 or whatever. You can use fractions of a token. Okay. It doesn't need to be, you get what I'm saying? And I want these NFTs to be mintable for free for every user on my social media platform that sets up and registers their account and adds their Cardano wallet to their profile. Not for public consumption, but because of some of the interactivity that's going to be associated with the inner workings of this platform. So when you set up your account, you'll be able to mint a free random NFT that could be of any variety, any rarity, so forth and so on, with a built-in marketplace to the social media platform. When you guys see this, you're going to be like, holy shit. Crow's been working on this for years now. And it's all coming together under one roof, and it'll all make all the sense in the world. It's going to be a pretty big deal. I really do think it's going to. Hey, Crow, good to see you. Hope you and the family are doing well. Thank you, Danny Carney. I appreciate it. Everybody's doing well. Hold your 1K and use it to DCA in on the deep. Crow ain't worried about downturn. He already made a smart play. I mean, I think so. I tell you what, I was an emotional wreck though around that time. Hey, Crow, love you. I love you too, Frankie Gastelum. Frankie Gastelum. Why is that name ringing such a bell to me right now? I'm like, it's late, and I'm like, I'm a little out. out of my head. Why is that name ringing a bell? Bear market is a great time to buy. It is, but I'm definitely waiting for that confirmed bottom. I'm just waiting for Bitcoin to hit the 200 weekly moving average, and then I might start averaging it over the period of like 30 days. Crow, you're my favorite rambler to listen to. Cheers from Canada. Another Canadian, eh? Well, I hope things turn around and start getting better for you guys over there, because I'm genuinely concerned. In crypto, nothing ventured, nothing gained, and the most important is due diligence. Yeah, absolutely agree. I'm going to move my chat over closer to the video so I don't look like I'm looking away so much. Drinking beer but thinking about adding some scotch. Add scotch to beer or just to the rotation? I understand to the rotation, maybe. Crow, I don't have scotch, but I have an old fashioned. I used to love old fashions. Used to love them. I still do, but the hangovers aren't worth it. Cardano is the one that will change the world. I totally agree. Totally agree. Yo, finally caught you live. I always be working when you get on. Well, I used to, back in the day, I used to go live like at random times late at night. It could be 11 o'clock at night. I'd go live. And, I just figured, why not just come live and see what's happening with everybody. I believe in Charles' vision, peer-reviewed papers instead of rushing to market. Exactly. I'm waiting for Bitcoin to drop to 20 grand and under. Alts will go to hell, and then it's accumulating time. Slayer fan, what's going on? Hey, Jason, any more joint streams with some of the old people you used to them with in your future plan? I don't know what you're saying, brother. Any more joint streams with some of the old people you used to them with? I'm guessing I used to stream with. Is that? I'm not sure what you're saying. I am talking to a funny guy. He's really big on TikTok, and he's got a big Instagram following. And apparently he's been watching me for years, and his dad's been a fan and watches me, and they're big into Cardano because of me. And all I'll say is that he recently did a big celebrity boxing match. And, we were chatting yesterday, and we talk every now and then. He's like, I want to work with you. And I'm like, I want to work with you too. What do you want to do? And I pitched him an idea for something I actually think could be pretty interesting. And he's like, I'm interested. So, we'll see. We'll see how it works out. I mean, with my crypto experience and his following and his comedic kind of bits and stuff, I think it can make for a really interesting collab channel. But, I told him, I'm like, we don't have time to mess around. Like, if you want to do it, I told him, like, we'll fly you out to Florida, hang out for a weekend or something and go over everything, make a plan and all that. So we'll see. I watched Charles last night on the IOHK town hall for Catalyst. If you guys believe in ADA, you should check it out. I definitely believe in ADA. Yo, big dog, love to see that you're streaming again. Hope all is good, brother. Thank you, Geber. I'm saying that name out loud, man. I can't help but chuckle. Been watching you for a long time now, a little over a year and a half, which is like decades in crypto time. Very true. Glad to see you still being active during a bear market. You know me. You down with OPP, man? You know me. Thoughts on Filecoin? I think you've asked that before. I really don't know. I haven't kept up with that. Does your wife post her TikToks on a YouTube channel? No, my wife does not have any kind of YouTube channel. She legitimately started her TikTok during like COVID's lockdowns and stuff because she was just bored to tears. And she's an amazing dancer. I mean, ballroom, salsa, all of that. She's such a good dancer. She's former gymnast, super athletic, man. I mean, my wife does not look her age at all. She's 72 years old. And, did I say that out loud? No, I'm just kidding. No, she doesn't. She's super healthy. She's been on this kick recently where all she eats is vegetables and like carrots and shit. And she even feels guilty for that if she eats some after a certain period of time. She's so militant about stuff. Yeah, anyway, I've actually thought about I've got 3 seats in my office right now. And I've thought about maybe doing like a Friday night hangout where my wife and I have a drink and we're just sitting side by side and maybe we react to different things going on in the world or something. But I wasn't sure if anybody would want that or care about that, or if this isn't the channel for it. But yeah, I'm always open to comments, suggestions. I just thought it might be fun, like a Friday night kickback where we're all just live hanging out, having drinks, and you guys get to know me, my wife. You get to know me from my wife's perspective, which I'm sure would be pretty interesting. Do the work, find the passion is what I've learned so far. Really appreciate answering my question. Do you have a website or something more than YouTube? Most definitely looking long term. CryptoCrow.io is my main website. I don't do a whole hell of a lot on it, but I did just redo it again recently, and I want to start putting more content up there. You're real, Crow. I am real. Pinch me. As real as it gets, baby. Hector Cruz tipped me $5 and didn't say anything. $15. Tipped me $15. Didn't say anything. I feel like I should take off my shirt. Thank you, Hector Cruz. I appreciate it. I don't get many of these like super chats anymore. I used to get a lot of them all the time. Just because you're a 7-foot giant and tipsy doesn't mean you can't look into what Ergo is doing. Look into Daniel Friedman's video of what he's doing. Okay, Adam Olson, maybe I will. Just because I'm 7 foot doesn't mean I can't do something for you. All right. Show the desk. I will at some point. I'm pretty sure that the part I'm waiting on for my for my monitor rig is going to be here tomorrow. I just got a notification it's coming early. So if I do, I might actually get my computers and everything set up the way I want, take everything down and paint this room tomorrow, put it all back up, and then take a picture, and that'll be the new. When my office is done, I'm going to take a picture from back here on, and then I'm going to use that as my new background. So you'll see it. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So that made me laugh. Wow, I almost inhaled my own whatever's in my throat. Right on. I'm a giant next to my wife too. I'm 6'4" and she's 5'3". Well, I'm 7 foot. My wife's 5 foot. So, the discrepancy there is a little shocking to a lot of people. Joe Smith with $9.99. New subscriber and new to crypto. You make this space somewhat easy to understand. Do you think XRP is a good project? And do you think the holders are delusional? Man, the fact that you're new and you're able to ask me that question you're already off to a pretty good start there, brother. So to answer that question, do I think they're delusional? No, not necessarily delusional. I just think that there is a serious. Let me put it to you this way. When you're out and you're young and you're going bar hopping or whatever, you go to the live music venue in your neighborhood and you see this band. And this band, for whatever reason, gets you so excited. You love their lyrics. You love the musicians. You love the skill, the talent of the players. Whatever it is, and you become a fan. And then 5 years later, they're on MTV or they're touring in arenas or whatever. And you're like, I knew them when they were nobody, playing for me and 6 other people drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon at the local tavern. I discovered them. You know what I'm talking about? Some of you guys in chat will know what I'm talking about. To some degree, the sentiment around crypto is very similar. People that discover a cryptocurrency project that they love, it makes them passionate, inspires them, makes them feel something. And they believe in the mission and the fundamentals and whatever the primary use case is. And they adopt it early on, kind of like me buying Cardano at 2 cents or like 33 cents before it peaked the first time. And, it's like, I'm married to this crypto. This is my favorite project for all of these reasons. And it wasn't because anybody was telling me it was cool. It was for no other reason than my own research. I discovered it. In my mind, I discovered it because I was talking about it when nobody else was. I was talking about Cardano and everybody was either silent on it or shitting all over it because they held Ethereum, especially YouTubers. If you go back and you look at when I was talking about Cardano, do some searches and find out any other YouTubers that was talking about Cardano back then. Nobody was, because a lot of the YouTubers were making Ethereum for their paid segments and they were all Ethereum bag holders. That was their bag. That's what they wanted to do well. So as Cardano being an Ethereum competitor, everybody was shitting all over it. They were like, no, don't take my market share. Don't drop my Ethereum value. That's what I'm making so much of for talking about this project or that project. And the tribalism began. And, I was a holder of XRP at one point. I still like it. I still think that there's a good potential for it to do something once this case is over. There's a lot of I don't want to call it conspiracy theory, but there's a lot of sentiment around XRP where they think it's all going to be like the new world order token. Now there is a chance, there is an absolute chance, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but this is not going to help your case or my argument. But there is a small chance that for whatever reason, the CBDC token could be associated with XRP. And because of that reason, that's why they're in court right now to begin with. Not because of the securities, this or that, not because of any other reason than the government wanting to utilize XRP technology to be able to usher in their CBDC in America. Yes, I said it. Yes, I think it's possible. Anything is possible. But I've read some materials associated with the CBDCs, and they're basically like, we need to educate people on the CBDC and the projects it will be integrated with. And I thought, oh, shit. Okay. So what does that mean? Like the way it was worded was like, it's not just going to be its own thing. It's going to be like a new version of something that already exists kind of thing. And I'm thinking, who is the big project that would actually be a solid use case for something like a CBDC token? What project out there is centralized, fast, all about remittance, all about all the things associated with the CBDC token? Yeah, it's XRP. And I'm not saying that that's going to be happening. I don't hold any XRP right now. I just don't. I've thought about picking up maybe $1,000 worth for shits and giggles for the future. But, are they delusional? No, it's not necessarily a delusion. I think it's a hopium. I think it's this tribalistic hopium where, XRP will rule them all someday. But that's it. What will actually happen? I don't know. Somebody wants XRP held over a barrel for some reason. And for what, I don't know. Will Cardano hit 35 cents? It might, Hector. I don't know 100%, but it might. I would love to see Cardano at 10 cents at the bottom of this market, but I don't think it's going to go that low. If it does, though, that'll be probably the next time I cry on the air, because I'll be so gleefully happy that I got my Cardano back at 10 cents. What up? Hey, Crow smiled. Yes, I did. Bear market makes people rich. Yeah, if you plan accordingly. Damn, Crow, you landed a hottie. Oh, my wife is stunning. I mean, my wife, and not only that, but she's like the most phenomenal mother. She is like, she's a boss bitch. I mean, like, for real. Like, I tell her, I either call her my midget or a boss bitch, like, all the time. Because she's like this little 5-foot package of person that I view as bigger than me. And like, I love my wife dearly. She's everything to me. I mean, truly everything to me. We've been together 11 years, man. I love my wife more today than I've ever loved her in any day since. I'm like super like sad because she's not here. Like her and my daughter flying to Cincinnati for my stepson's graduation and a bunch of other stuff that's going on. And like her dad was in a really bad motorcycle accident. Her dad's in his 50s and he's still adrenaline junkie from hell. I mean, the guy's always racing motorcycles, racing cars, racing. And apparently he like spilled out at like 100 miles an hour on a motorcycle and ripped himself up pretty bad. But this was also like not that long after a good friend of his was accidentally killed on a motorcycle by, I think he went under a truck or something. They were all riding together, and they ride these crazy fast BMW bikes and these Ducatis, and like the motorcycle racing where they're like knees almost touching the concrete as they're taking corners, and that's the kind of shit they do. And I'm like, man, it's time to be a grandpa. But honestly, I'm a purple belt and I've known the fire in my chest from that world. Look into what Ergo is doing. All right, brother. I'm familiar with Ergo. I don't think it's a bad project. Are you a Diaz fan? Are you Joey Diaz or Nick and Nate Diaz? Because the answer is yes to all three. I fucking love all of them. I was actually born in Stockton, California. So you're talking about the Diaz brothers. I mean, that's where I was born. San Joaquin Hospital, something like that is where I was born at 4:02 a.m. Yeah, anyway. I mean, I love the Diaz brothers, man. I mean, I love their no fucks to give mentalities. And the thing about the Diaz brothers to me, especially Nate, I mean both of them, really. They're I love them. I love them. Every time they fight, I love them. I think they're both underrated. I mean, the older brother is he still has the heart, but I think physically he's struggling a little bit. In his last fight, I'm like, man, if you need the money, cool, I respect you, but he wasn't looking super hot. But just to get out there, man, and to fight with the best in the world, at that age, after being off for so long. I mean, man, if you take a break from anything for that long, you're going to be sluggish, slow. There's going to be a lot of rust. But yeah, and Joey Diaz, the comedian, man, that I could listen to that guy talk for hours on end. I mean, there's a reason he's always on Rogan. He's just funny as hell. I swear, I would pay to just hang out in a room and drink with Rogan and Diaz and all those guys, man. I mean, that would probably be one of the best nights of my life. Unfortunately, I'm sure I couldn't afford that experience. But people like to joke and say I'm the Rogan of crypto, and it's like that might be true, but Rogan absolutely deserves everything he's got, man. I mean, I don't know. He's definitely an inspiration for me and many others. Charles and Crow should be on 10,000% watch. Yeah. I mean, one of these days, Charles will be back on, but I really want to do something face to face with Charles. I want it to be, I don't know if like a Cardano birthday event, or I don't know. I want to, and it'll probably be in the bull market when there are more views and it's more worth Charles' time and effort. But I mean, he could come here anytime. He can spend the weekend, go boating, go do whatever. I mean, I'd show him a good time. We'd have a blast. But how do you entice a guy to come to Florida who's traveling literally all over the world and, like, I don't know, playing with eagles and buffaloes and shit? I don't know. Love the hair, Crow. Thanks. Do you like Algorand as a tool for Africa? Algorand's not a bad project. I don't have anything against Algorand at all. Go to sunny Colorado to meet up with Charles. I mean, if I had to, but I don't have any equipment there to, like, go live and do it up really well. It's all here. You, Charles, and Snoop. That's funny as hell. Maybe someday. I actually still do have some old music business connections that still, I'm sure, have some power in that industry. What do you think about Charles? What do you mean? What do I think about? I love Charles. Charles is like, yeah, I love him. Hey, love ya. Content. Australia is watching you big time. Well, at least the smart ones. Well, that's good. I love Australia. For the longest time, I always wanted, like, an Australian accent. Papa Guth. Until beta males quit simping these types of girls, it will all be bad. Well, you rock on too. My ex is a divorce attorney. I should have left the first time she flung the shower curtain open while I was in the shower to yell at me. I put the coffee cup in the wrong cupboard. I used to date someone who would, like, when I was in MMA, I used to date someone who my MMA magazines would come in the mail and she would tear all the girls out of them so that I wouldn't see the pretty girls in my magazines. Like, that was just like one of a zillion things that used to happen. I remember one time she started a big argument with me in a car because somebody on the radio mentioned Halle Berry, and she went on a freaking 45-minute screaming, crying tirade about how I wanted to bang Halle Berry because somebody mentioned her on a radio. Like, that's what I was dealing with. And it was nonstop. I mean, this chick at one point tried to hang herself with the thing on the blinds on a door, I'm done. I can't take it. She tried to throw herself out of a second story window. I pulled her back in, and she ran downstairs and wrapped a cable around her neck and tried to jump out the door. It's been a while. It's been many years, but yeah, those are the fun times I always get to think about and remember. I make no money off it. They're just sick. Just got on. You ready for Cornucopia's land sale this weekend? Yeah, possibly. I didn't realize it was this weekend, but I'm curious to see what they're doing. Maybe I'll go check that out tomorrow. I like the crow on Scotch. This could turn into a thing. I'm not even buzzing. I mean, I'm not trying to get wasted or anything. I'm just chill. I'm just taking the edge off, man. Just taking the edge off. It's 9:20 at night. I don't even know what I'm going to do with myself tonight. You should start a podcast, Crow. You have a good radio voice too. I do have a face for radio. That's absolutely true. As a matter of fact, I just got set up on Spotify today. I'm on Spotify right now. I think I'm searchable. And I would do a podcast, I guess, but I like the video. I really want to do stuff Joe Rogan style, man. I love that face-to-face, that connection, that chill, that hangout, that long-form discussion. I don't think I would be anywhere near as good at it as Joe Rogan. He's been doing it for, many, many years, because quite frankly, being able to maintain and hold a conversation for that many hours, day in and day out, there's a reason why he generally only has people he has a genuine, sincere interest in, because he sincerely has questions to ask, because he wants to know. He's interested in the topic of the person that represents it on the show. And I would love to do that too. I would love to turn like Crow's World, like my Crow's World channel into something like that. It's just being in Florida. I don't know what guests to have. I have no idea, like who wants to come and be a face-to-face guest in my studio and start doing some face-to-face content. So yeah, I mean, I would absolutely love to do that. I would love to do it on Spotify. I'd love to do it on YouTube. World Mobile's token starting to make waves. Are you planning on running an EN? Maybe time for a deeper dive. I haven't heard any waves, but I'm more than happy to take a look, because I do have the tokens, and I'd love to set up a node for them. I'm all about it. Crow, I would fully support you becoming the Joe Rogan of crypto. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'd love to become the Joe Rogan of crypto. NFTs blowing up on Cardano. People are starting to catch on. Yeah, Zetaseek, ZETASEEK.com. I'm pretty sure that's my my NFT search engine on Cardano. I think there are like 5 million NFTs indexed on my search engine. I bought Cardano when it was trading at 3 cents, and I bought a lot of them thanks to the Crow. Well, then you should be sitting absolutely pretty as can be. Snoop X Clay Nation collab thing was nice. I think Clay Nation and Space Buds can still grow in ADA value and volume in collections as a whole. Lots of people coming from Sol NFT to CNFTs. That's very, very cool. Finally caught Crow live. Well, welcome, Michael Rose. Welcome. How long have I been live? Hour and a half. That's not too shabby. If you're not part of Catalyst and are in the Cardano world, check it out. It's your protocol. I just learned from crowdfunding something before it was ready to be crowdfunded. I mean, I tried doing that with a game many years ago, went bad. It was just the worst time of my life. And I'm like, I am never crowdfunding anything again. I'm catching Crow live. Love the work, my brother. Well, I love you too, Stephen Aldrich. I appreciate the support. Jason, I'm holding 80K ADA at 74 cents. If it was you, would you sell your ADA at 74 cents if it hits within a few months and rebuy it at 2025, or just hodl and buy more at 20? This late in the bear market, assuming that we're relatively late, is Cardano going to go down from here? I need to even check and see what the price is at currently. I haven't looked. It's at 59 cents right now. So it's at 59 cents. I don't know exactly when it's going to, wow, up 25% today. Holy cow. Up 25% today. That's pretty interesting. What else is up that much today? Waves is up 105%. Internet Computer is up almost 30%. Cardano. Holy cow. So Cardano is the third highest gainer in the last 24 hours. Yeah, that hard fork is really starting to drive up that interest. That's pretty damn cool. Internet Computer trading at $9.36. That's pretty insane. You guys can't even see what I'm looking at. I'm going to go ahead and show you. Because because this is getting silly, y'all. This is some silly stuff right here. Let me tell you. Internet computer, $9.36. Pity pow pow pow. Let me see what it's up year to date. Yeah, it was $108. $108. But I tell you what, man, since 5/10 of 21, it's just come to $364. And it's down to $9.29. I am definitely going to look up that. $328 million a day in trading volume, with volume up almost 200%. Wow. Market cap of wow. That's insanity. That's insanity. But if I'm looking at this, man, biggest gainer over the last 7 days, third largest gainer right now is Cardano. It's at 59%. I don't see Solana anywhere near that. I wonder what's going on with them. I shouldn't rub it in too much because I never want anybody to do bad or poorly or get hurt in any way. But man, the stuff I know Solana and that tribe has tried to like just crap all over Cardano for so long, and it's just like, okay, guys, it's time to, the Solana's down 5.25%, while Cardano's up 25%. Solana's down to $40 freaking dollars. Okay, so yeah, is the game over yet? I mean, I always like to say this is a tortoise in the hare kind of race. So, I mean, anyway, listen, I'm not going to give you financial advice. I mean, what would I do if I were in your situation? I mean, I would probably just hold it, stake it, generate a passive yield on it. When it drops, just start averaging down even more if that was my interest, if I was wanting to accumulate. And it depends on your funds. I sold the last of my Cardano at like $1.46. I started exiting at like $2. So, I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but it really all depends on your situation. Video early was awesome info for sure. That's cool. Are you going to Consensus? No, I'm not going to Consensus. Alex is back. Everyone smash that like button. Yeah, it's always helpful. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call it a night. Man, there's still so many comments in chat. I wish I could get to all of them, but honest to God, by the time I got to the bottom of those, there'd be a whole bunch more. And I think it's time for me to like finish this drink and maybe go play some video games and just try and, I don't know. A couple questions towards the bottom here. Crow, do you think Celsius will continue to grow, or is the company on its last leg? I truly don't know. I don't think it's on its last leg. I think they're just doing what they have to do to be compliant with regulations. And as the regulations change, there might be things that change about Celsius. Where that goes, I don't know. I had Alex Mashinsky. I had him on last week. I'm pretty sure the audio was kind of jacked up though. We couldn't figure out what was going on. I don't know if it was because he was on a phone or like it was a weird setting with something I had. I don't know. Audio was a little weird, but he kind of broke it down a little bit. I will say he looked a little worn. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Celsius, but it looks like he's been fighting something. So, I don't know, man. I love the team. I love Alex, and I hope everything does go well. But we are in a bear market. Things are difficult for everyone. And, listen, the regulations are coming. And I think a lot of things are going to be changing soon for a lot of these applications, especially if they have any kind of yield element to them. So we'll just have to wait and see. But, I'll definitely, stay abreast of that. Rob G, I sent you a super chat. Crow, can you please answer it? Did you? Oh, well, let me see. I don't know if I have a way to search them. I answered a couple of the super chats, but I only saw 2. I definitely don't want to leave you hanging, though. Ava Angel, yes, still alive. I guess this is it. It's not a super chat, but that's cool. Is Cardalonia a legit metaverse project? I have no clue. I've never heard of Cardalonia. It sounds silly to me. Mike Rappaport, that's who I was thinking of. That's Remy from Higher Learning. Mike Rappaport. I think it's so funny, man. This douchebag was telling everybody to get injected on TikTok, and then he's back talking about how sick he was and how messed up and shit. He's such a moron, dude. Damn, man, you should come to the next Cardano meetup in Miami. Oh, I didn't know there was a Cardano meetup in Miami. Oh, and there's you again. Carl, I sent you a super chat. Can you answer my question, man? That wasn't it. Hold on. I want to scroll up and find this guy. He better not be sending me on a wild goose chase. He might be just trolling me. Oh, there he is. Is Cardano a legit metaverse project on Cardano? I'll tell you what, man. Since it took so long and you've been so patient, let me see if I can take a look-see real quick. Let me open up. Let me see on CoinMarketCap first. Cardalonia. Definitely no result on CoinMarketCap. Hold on. Cardalonia. Oh, it's Lonia on I don't know what the hell that is. Hold on. It's taking a minute to load. You ever been to Cardalonia? Okay, let's take a look at this real quick. Create, choose a clan, tribe, purchase lands, create and design scenes, showcase them on your land. A lot of the stuff is TBA. 100 million in total supply of their token. So I've never heard of this before. I know absolutely nothing about it. It looks very indie, which doesn't mean that's a bad thing, but it definitely looks like a more indie project. There's a one-pager metaverse made by creators for creators. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. Is there any kind of like playable video, playable media of any kind? Clans, resources, one-pager roadmap, tokenomics, clans. Yeah, it's really hard to say. It's kind of like Pavia. They don't really have a whole hell of a lot of information on here. I mean, based off of this picture here, it almost looks like pixelated isometric. I don't know. What's map? Oh, map is in development. Everything's in development. Partnership and scaling, community building, technical and advisory, team recruitment, initial awareness, marketing campaign. I mean, who's the team? Q4, Cardalonia Land Public Mint. Founding team. Okay, Allison, co-founder, Vassal Air, CTO, Dustin Water, lead developer. I want LinkedIn profiles when I see this stuff. Listen, I appreciate it, Rob G. I appreciate your support for sure. This is something I just don't know anything about. I can't give you, and there's just not that much information on here yet. Their tokenomics, I mean, cool. There's just everything is very vague. There's not a whole lot going on. I see Twitter accounts here. 1,219 followers on Twitter. The name like what the hell? Like who has like a name like that on Twitter? That to me is a little odd. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just based off of what I'm seeing right this moment, I'm like, okay, cool, but give it time to incubate a little bit. I think I'll probably stick with cornucopias, even though, I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, nothing blew my skirt back there. I mean, at least just yet. Not to say that they can't grow into something fantastic, but as of right now, I'll let that breathe for a little while before I take a sip. Until next time, guys, thanks for joining me tonight. I appreciate you. Have fun, be safe, and I'll see you again very soon. Crow your coins.